panel discussion. The moderator will be Pooja Singh. Let's welcome Pooja to the stage with a round of applause, everybody.
Where do you want to go into the
Pooja
future?
is VP of ERP division,
bigger
and she'll be the one moderating this session. Thank you, Pooja, for joining us. Along with Pooja, we'll be having Shine Matthew, Senior Partner, Manager, Acumatica. Let's welcome Shine to the stage with a round of applause. You already met Shine before.
AI that is adding business value.
Joining them, we'll also have Mr. Shailendra, E-Workplace Apps, VP Digital Marketing and Business Development. Let's have a round of applause for Mr. Shailendra.
ERP to adopt Shopify's platform.
We'll have Mr. Jitendra Somani, an alumni of IIM Lucknow and a certified independent director from Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. Let's have a round of applause for Mr. Jitendra as well. I'll be moving outside to invite rest of our participants. You may begin the session. Pooja, all yours. Thank you.
Hello.
I hope people let loose. I hope that we all have fun together and create some lasting memories.
I think a lot of what you learn when you attend a conference in person comes from the people that you meet and the stories that you share with
the discussion. As you can see, our topic for panel discussion is from legacy to leadership. We have few questions earlier on legacy ERPs and comparing it with the modern generation ERPs. So I would be happy to discuss this, take this discussion further with all three of you. So my first question is with Shine for you. Why are legacy ERPs becoming outdated, and what's pushing the manufacturers to consider the modern ERPs like Acumatica as an alternative?
Right, so Pooja, a very good question, because I spoke about this earlier during my presentation. Legacy ERPs are always constrained because it does not have a lot of solutions already inbuilt yet. And many of these products or solutions are siloed. That means, what does silo means? Like finance is running on one system, procurement is running on a separate system as well. You have inventory running on something else. You have manufacturing people doing the production process, maybe in Excel, right? And none of them are talking to each other. And there's always been this problem where information is always essential in manufacturing. Earlier, I spoke about planning your manufacturing process. You can't plan if you don't have the right information and not real-time enough. And this is where solutions like Acumatica, running on cloud, running on new, integrated perspective of a solution, it allows you real-time access, real-time data as well, information that allows you to make the right decisions.
Thanks, Shine. So, Shailendra, from the process angle, if I talk about the process, how are the legacy system holding back the today's manufacturers?
See, the problem with the legacy system is that they are not built to offer the real-time visibility and manage the dynamic requirements of a manufacturer. There are many challenges in a production environment, such as the shortage of raw material, production delays, and quality checks. So it is not possible for legacy system to manage such things. But when you have a system, a robust system, a modern ERP system like Acumatica, these challenges can be easily tackled. And it is not just about tackling these challenges, but this is actually the thing what a modern manufacturer needs and they expect out of an ERP solution.
True. I agree with you. So, Jiten, how do you see this shift impacting the decision making and the company culture?
Okay, so before I answer you this question, I think the answer lies in your question. You use the word legacy.
Yeah.
Okay, so legacy means something which is past, which is behind us. So just to give you an example, when I got married, the photos were clicked for a family album. Today, photos are shot for Instagram. Okay, nobody sees their own photos. They want everyone else to see the photos. So same goes with the ERP system. Today, if we are not on cloud, we are not able to leverage the information which is already available in LLM. I don't want to get technical. Okay, LLM is like your OpenAI or Gemini. So we want our business to stay curve ahead. Okay, so I remember 2023, there was a joke in Mumbai. I think you all are from Mumbai. AI. So it become I. By the way, I means mother. Now it is AI/ML. So I have created my own acronym MIL. It's not more I, it's MIL, mother-in-law. You like it or you don't like it. It's there. You think of a pizza in your mind, and on Instagram, you see suddenly Domino's pizza ad. Okay? So if you want your business to be agile, you have no option but to leave the legacy behind and move to cloud to leverage the vast amount of data which is available over the internet at no cost to your use. And that is possible only when you are on cloud. If you stay in your own enclosed, will, you are missing out a lot. So I think that is a primary reason to move to the cloud-based system with AI capabilities like Acumatica.
Agreed. Now, we know that we have a lot of manufacturing industry people over here, and many would like to know exactly, Shailendra, from you, in the context of process manufacturing, what unique gaps do legacy systems expose, and how can modern ERP actually address them?
See, actually, process manufacturing comes with a lot of intricacy, especially in terms of formula and recipe management, lot traceability, and many more things. So, legacy systems are not built to handle such situations. But when you have a modern ERP system like Acumatica, which has inbuilt capabilities and a lot of features that a modern manufacturer needs, you not only tackle these challenges, but it also prepares the manufacturer, for the future validation needs, which are quite stringent overseas. So I think that's the key point here.
Okay, thanks, Shailendra. Shine, how does the ERP flexibility help with the real-time changes, like yield variations, with what manufacturers actually look for a good yield variations and the real-time changes to be seen in the system?
So you're talking about variable yields. And,
right.
So this is where, like, what just to add what Shailendra was saying earlier, coming from background from SAP and from other ERP and legacy are there, the process manufacturing is much more of a complex nature, right? It's not like most ERPs do discrete, right? Whenever you have a manufacturing solution, by default, it is a discrete nature. Why? Because it's much more easier to do. Process, like what it says, it is more complex in nature. So having variable yields or having formulaic kind of processes for doing manufacturing, it is very essential that the solution caters for that. If not, you will be doing a lot of customizations to factor that in. And you should remember, whenever you have a process manufacturing industry like food or maybe pharmaceutical or chemical, it is sometimes not fixed. There are a lot of changes that happen during the manufacturing process sometimes. And if you don't have a solution that helps you to do it on the fly, to help you manage this kind of changes while a manufacturing process is going on, like, for example, chemical or pharmaceutical, it is very difficult to manage. And it's very difficult for your staff as well. Whenever they're doing this work of manufacturing, it is making their life difficult for them. And this is what we're trying to reduce, right? We're trying to make it more efficient, right? More productive for everyone to use the same solution, at the same time make it more seamless as well.
Exactly. So now, while we have discussed all this, I think one of the main issue what usually people talk about is compliance. So compliance is a growing challenge. So how can a modern ERP system like Acumatica can help the manufacturer be audit ready? So I think, Shailendra, you can answer it because...
Yeah, so I would take Shine's response further. So, there are a lot of local and international compliances that any process manufacturer has to follow in terms of ISO. And nowadays, we are hearing about ISO 22000, which is quite an in thing in the Asian region. And as Shine mentioned, that a lot of changes happen during the production time. So you have to cope with those changes. You have to have the workflows, audit trails, and everything ready for the validation services to happen. Otherwise, it becomes nearly impossible for the manufacturers to compete in the international market. And this is where Acumatica ERP comes into play to handle all these intricacies and modern requirements.
Okay, great. From the digital transformation point, Jiten, what should the companies do before they are planning to replace their legacy system?
So I think the first thing you need to identify what are your pain areas. Now, it may not necessarily be your pain areas. As I said earlier, that today with large language models, okay, like OpenAI and Gemini, it is possible to measure your business against a business which is similar to you. Okay, so for example, if you are in, say, chemical industry, okay, and your payment terms are, your generally order to cash cycle is 20 days, you can benchmark it against the industry, that what is the average, order to cash cycle. So you have to identify what are the gaps in your business, identify the key areas of improvement, identify which adds to your value to your business, and make it measurable. So that is very important before you migrate to an ERP. So
yeah. So now we have talked a lot on the legacy system and everything. I think the last thing what I would like to know is from all three of you is, where does India stand in ERP modernization journey? And what's your one piece of advice for all the manufacturers who are still using the legacy system? So Shine, let's begin from you.
Sure. Actually, this is a very good point, because India is in a very, very good stage right now. Considering the fact that the number of the tech sector in India is so big, and how much value it adds to the economy as well, and considering the fact that businesses running here are always looking for ways to change how the tech can help them as well. Now, in terms of digital transformation, I just want to add to what Jitin said earlier, like, identifying what is there that you're looking for, what is your gaps, it's all good, but keep in mind, you're not the only ones doing it, right? Your competition is doing the same thing, right? And the competition who does it faster than you will be ahead of you. So my advice would be, don't wait for it, right? It's already time. I think it's too late. My advice, you need to, if you're thinking about it, start the process, right? I'm not even talking about Acumatica right now. I'm talking about the journey that you have to start, so that at least you're ahead of the curve in terms of being in a business where you're competing as well.
Yeah, Shailendra, your opinion on it.
So I will respond to this question with a quick example. My family owns a bottling unit, and we bottle for the liquor industry. And we have seen, requirements from a plant manager or senior executives that we need this solution, that solution. So I always tell them, first of all, you need to understand from the people what is actually slowing them down. It's not just about digitizing the plant. First of all, understand what is slowing them down, and then you need to try to fill that gap with the solution that you have in mind or you propose, because you need to change with empathy. That is very important.
Great answer. And Jitin,
So I'm lucky or unlucky to be in ERP industry since last 2.5 decades. So I can put it in 3 eras, if you allow me to use some Hindi. So 2000 era was kitna katega. If I put ERP, how many manpower I would reduce. 2010, kitna bachega. Okay, if I implement an ERP system, how much money I am going to save, how much labor cost I am going to save, how much productivity is going to improve. 2020 has changed our mindset big time. Now it is kitna badega. How much ERP will help me to grow my business. So 3 decades has seen 3 different themes on the adoption of ERP. So I think this is the first step towards digitalization, and it is going to go on.
I think this discussion has given a wonderful insights, and the message what all these 3 panelists are given is that you need to start now, and you need to start smart and plan to grow more. So that's how the ERP modernization is becoming really big and really real thing, and we need to proceed on this. Now we have an open Q&A session. If you would like to have any queries which you would like to raise, you can always come raise the question. Panelists are here.
I think we answered all the questions.
Yeah, they are happy.
That's good,
So is there any release date planned for that?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
You have said there is an automation and
yes.
the agent in a roadmap. Is
right.
there any release date planned for that?
Right. So we are expecting the automation one to most likely come out by end of the year, and the AI interactive, the chat one, most likely by beginning or mid of next year, right? Yeah, but you know, sometimes what we do is we release a beta version first, you know, because AI, it really involves information. Yeah, a lot of information to come back and forth in order to actually teach it, right? That's the idea behind it. So based on that is when the official release will be. But my assumption is by towards the end of the year, one stage, and the other one will be mid of next year.
Yeah. And when we say LLM or the vector databases which we are going to use, so those things are going to reside into the same tenancy. Data will reside there, or we are going to, I don't know, whether we are using outside.
Right. So what it does is Acumatica, we have AI is Acumatica its own, right? It will be as a data encrypted to the AI service and comes back, so to say. But security perspective, it is still within the Acumatica framework itself, right? So it's not an external vendor or anything. It is Acumatica AI itself that we are using for this.
Any further questions?
So as you told earlier that you are going to host the data at AWS Singapore. So I just want to know where you are going to host the data for DR system. Because the DR system should not be in the same location as the main system, main location.
Yes, correct. It is not. The AI location will be in the US. Right now, as of now, that is what we are doing right now. But it really depends on geographic zones as well sometimes. So for example, when we started in Europe, the geographic zone we have put is UK, AWS UK, but then the AI functionality is still the US, right? But in terms of the encryption and everything, it's still within the same framework. And also we are compliant with SOC. SOC is the compliance for public cloud deployments. So this is also part of the compliance that is, we have to be audited, right? So that is how it works. And again, like I said, right, we keep on progressing or improving the way we do AI as well. So this anomaly detection that I was talking about, it in fact was released 2 years ago. But we did not release it officially until all the testing was vetted completely, right? Like I said, we need data. Without data, it doesn't work for AI.
Okay, so any plans of opening any data center in India or in India?
So as of now, not yet, but I hope so. So we have not planned anything at the moment. I don't have information at the moment. But I know that we tend to do this because, like I said about Europe, initially we were using AWS US, but then when Europe became big, then we started using AWS UK for it, right? So the same thing I feel is what's going to happen with India as well, because India is a big market, right? It's a huge market, and from our perspective, our plan is in adding more investment into the Indian market as well. So I hope this is one of the things we're going to be doing also.
So, and what do you think now the Acumatica ERP, it is a total dependency will be on the implementation partner for service, support also. So what do you think, in how much time it will take for the local in-house IT team to get awareness with the Acumatica development functions and configurations?
Are you talking about in-house, what time takes it?
Yes, yes.
Right, so for development perspective, Acumatica is on .NET and C# platform, right? Which in the industry, it is one of the most commonly known languages and developing tool as well. So I think there won't be much of a challenge. If you already have a team which is experienced in development, it's much more seamless. Obviously, in the thing about development, you have to keep in mind, Acumatica has new releases coming out every year, right? So if the team that you have in-house is well trained enough in the Acumatica guideline, then it makes it easier for you, because when you upgrade, right, one of the biggest challenges with upgrade is always about customization. When you customize something, it takes more effort to check, will it work in the new version or not? It is always the case, right? So I have a customer in Philippines. They have a big IT division who do all their own development in Acumatica. They don't even talk to the partner anymore, right? But what they've done is they have made sure their team is certified and trained by Acumatica as well. So they made that investment to do it because they wanted to run it themselves. So all automation, everything related to Acumatica, they're doing their own development. But like I said, You need to make sure that it follows the guideline for upgrade path as well. That's a key thing.
Thank you so much, sir.